Now you might be thinking this is the most blasphemous thing you've ever seen, but there's a point to it, I swear. Hey BookTube! What's up? Today we're going to be playing a game I created called Book Roulette. Haven't seen a video like this on BookTube yet, so I think it's original. Normally roulette games kind of have to do with chance, and there's usually a bad outcome, but like, it's books, there's no bad outcome ever, so it's a win-win situation for everyone. As you can see, I did the unthinkable and put my books pages first. This way I have absolutely no idea what books I'm going to pick out. The point of this game is kind of like the on my shelf tag. You randomly pick a book off the shelf, and then whatever that book is, you have to tell like a quick little story about it. Whether it be something while you're reading it or buying it or your reaction of it, anything, just tell something about this book that you randomly picked off your shelf. These are all books that I've read because I don't really have much to say about books I haven't read, but we're just gonna get started. Alrighty, what are we gonna pick first? Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. This is a book I bought a long time ago, I think in like May, and I picked it up last month. I absolutely loved this series. It's not really a series as much of like a continuation of characters kind of, but I really loved this book. I loved France, I loved Etienne and Anna's characters. Still waiting on Isla, it hasn't come yet. I don't know when it's gonna come. But this is probably like the cutest contemporary, and if you need to pick me up, pick this book up. Okay, what am I gonna grab next? Taken by Erin Bauman. This is another one I loved. I buddy read this with Kelly from Kelly's Book Spill, who I will link below. I also reviewed this book, so if you want to watch it, it's down below, but this is a really great dystopian, and I don't really have a story about this one. I feel like all the story ones are ones that I read like a while ago, but this book was really good, and you should definitely pick it up. This book just goes in 15,000 different directions, and if you're in the mood for something with a lot of plot twists, Taken is the book for you. Let's go with... I can kind of tell what the hardcovers are, but like the paperbacks are the hard ones. What is this one? Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. Oh my god, this book has been around for a while, if you didn't notice. I read this back in 7th grade and I loved it. I was such a twihard. I was Team Jacob when New Moon came out just because Taylor Lautner was really hot at the time, but I loved this book. And then you know that time period when just everyone hated Twilight, like every single place, everything was just a better love story than Twilight. Yeah, that was me for a few months. Years, but that's besides the point. But I recently reread this because of the Twilight read-along, which I've talked about a million times. If you don't know what it is, you obviously haven't been watching my channel this long, but we have a mega live show about it that I will link below as well. But honestly, if you haven't read Twilight, you definitely need to read it. And if you've read it and now you don't like it, you definitely need to pick it up again because it is just absolutely amazing. I literally wanted to change my name to Bella when I was 13. I'm not kidding. Like, I went through like all the legal stuff that I had to read. I swear, I was gonna be Bella Giordano. I don't know what to pick. Beautiful Darkness by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. This is actually a book that I got from my library days. Around the time when I was just starting BookTube, I still got stuff from the library, which nobody on BookTube seems to do anymore. I really loved Beautiful Creatures. I know it gets a lot of hate, but I really liked it. The movie was terrible. Like, it was worse than Percy Jackson. I finished watching Percy Jackson like 2 minutes ago, I swear. This movie was even worse. I like the story, I like the world, but like I can understand the criticism for it. I do want to reread it because maybe I'll like it more like what I did with Twilight, but I don't know. This book was pretty good though. Don't know what to pick. Let us go with Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Have to admit, I didn't love this book. I know a lot of people really love it. I didn't connect with it. Read this during BookTube-a-thon. I think I gave it like 3 out of 5 stars. I really like the photography in it. The photography is really cool and creepy and freaky, and I just loved it. But nearing the end of the story, it got really weird for me. I was kind of just like, what am I reading? To be honest, I kind of just wanted to read about the house and the children in it, not all the other stuff. But it was still good. I haven't picked up Hollow City yet. I'm waiting for it to come out in paperback in January. That's how you know I'm not obsessed with this book, because the sequel's out and I don't feel the need to read it yet. But it's okay. Let us pick... What do I have? The Scorched Trials by James Dashner. I suggested reading The Maze Runner for our book club at school. I was like the only one who actually really liked The Maze Runner. So naturally I had to pick up the rest of the series. I think I liked The Scorched Trials the most out of the entire series. The Maze Runner was really cool, but The Scorched Trials, like, they were out in the wild and there was all this crazy disease stuff going on and like the sun flares and stuff. It was just insanity, and it was really fun to read and fast paced. I feel like I read this on one of the school trips I went on, but I really can't remember. But it was really good. It's so rare that I ever like sequels, so like this must be good. Totally just realized Twilight is the wrong way. And so is Anna, of course. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I have a lot to say about this one. I have 2 copies of this. One because I went to the midnight release of the book in the local bookstore. I was the 21st person in my hometown to get it. Thank you very much. Would have been the first, but they moved the line inside and nobody told me, so I was just kind of stuck standing outside at 11:50 at night waiting for my book. Got it 21st, but whatevs. And then the next morning my library had like a Harry Potter Day thing where kids came in and they got sorted into houses and they had food and we played games and stuff, and then at the end of the day they gave away one to a kid who like came just to go, and then one of the people who were working it, and I got the second copy. It worked out well though because I was reading it at the same time that my mom was reading it and at the same time my dad was reading it, so we had 2 copies circulating, which was nice. And it's nice to switch off with them because that way they don't get completely battered like the rest of my Harry Potter series. I'm being serious when I say completely battered. I think I'll do a few more. The Shadowhunters Codex by Cassandra Clare. It was inevitable that I was going to pick a Cassandra Clare book. Is this the signed one? Oh my god, it is! It's signed, which is awesome. It wasn't ordered signed, like she actually like signed it for me in front of her and met Cassandra Clare. Greatest experience of my life. I also have 2 copies of the Shadowhunters Codex. I really wanted to make a video about dual copies, but like, so in May I went to BookCon in New York City. It was just an amazing experience. I went to the Cassandra Clare signing. I got City of Heavenly Fire, City of Bones, and a copy of the Shadowhunters Codex signed. I already have a like I said, I already have a copy, but at book conventions a lot of the times with signings, they kind of just give you the book. So she started to sign the Shadowhunters Codex, not realizing that I had City of Heavenly Fire to give to her, and she was just like, oh wait, do you want that signed too? Here, take this, and I'll sign that one too. Was only supposed to get 1 book signed. I walked away with 3, and it was amazing. So yeah, it's pretty awesome that I have a signed copy of the Shadowhunters Codex. Like this is important. Let's do a few more. The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a really good book too. I remember I finished this in under 3 hours. It's obviously not that long, but still reading a book in 2.5 hours is like crazy. I remember I was waiting to go out and like my plans never happened, so I just kept reading and I didn't move for 2.5 hours and I'm just like, oh, I finished. But this was a really, really good mystery novel. It's turning into a series and I highly, highly recommend it. I think I put it in my unknown book recommendations for 2014, but I can't really remember. Alright, let's go with like 2 more. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Picked this book up for Catriona from Little Book Owl's Little Book Club. The theme of the month was male protagonist, so I picked this one up. It was definitely not what I expected. I didn't really expect it to be this whole big dystopian world kind of thing, even though I think it's considered sci-fi. But it was really cool. I don't play video games, but I like watching people play video games. And like I used to play like RuneScape, which is a role-playing game, which like they play a whole big role-playing game in this book. And it was literally, it says on the cover, Willy Wonka meets the Matrix. It's literally Willy Wonka meets the Matrix. Never seen the Matrix, but it was Willy Wonka meets the Matrix. I really like the cover on it too. I think the cover is really cute. The hardcover is different, but I'm just like, I need to get paperback because it was so cool. I feel like the orange spine kind of ruins it, but whatevs. Let's pick another paperback. The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd 12th Grade Bites by Heather Brewer. This is a really good series. I think it's considered children's or middle grade, I don't really know. This is a book about a half-vampire kid, which was really, really awesome. This is the last book in the series, and it was just an epic conclusion. This is a book that my boyfriend suggested to me a couple years ago, and when I was really getting into reading again, I was like, okay, I have to pick up the Vladimir Todd series because the box set was only like 20 bucks. This was definitely a really, really cool book. Nobody talks about it on BookTube. I don't understand why. I think 2 people have mentioned to me that they've read it, but I definitely recommend you pick this up because it's quick, it's awesome, there is so much to it, and just, I love this book. This has to be like one of my all-time favorite children's books. I don't know, I kind of want to do like 1 more. Prodigy by Marie Lu. I had like a huge dystopian kick a couple months ago, and Legend was one of the ones I picked up, and I loved it. Prodigy was good, but I don't think it was really, really good. I know that I finished it really, really quickly. This one I was definitely on a trip to. I think I went to like an aquarium. I think that's where I went with this one. But the aquarium was like an hour and 45 minutes away from my school, so I had a lot of reading time. I finished it in probably like not even 2 days, like a day and a half, give or take a few hours. But it was really, really good. I really like the series because it's told from like 2 different points of view the whole time. A lot of the times the 2-person point of views are just the last book, and I don't like it when it changes. So it was really cool to have like the entire series be told from these 2 people's point of views, and it made a lot of sense because one's a prodigy, one's the legend. Get it? It's funny, yeah. Should I do one more? Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. I have to blame The Hunger Games and The Mortal Instruments for my reading kick, for BookTube, for just everything in the world. So around Christmas time, I decided that I wanted to read 11 books by Christmas. Started on December 4th, finished on December 24th. I did it. It was just, oh, it was so much fun. I did my own little readathon. It was great. But the Hunger Games series I finished in 4 days. There are 3 books. I had school and work at the time, and I'm very, very proud of this accomplishment. Absolutely have to thank Catching Fire for making me like sequels. I made a video a very, very long time ago when I first started BookTube about how much I just hated sequels, and I think they're all the same. But Catching Fire was so good. I loved it even more than the first Hunger Games, I think, which is a big step for me. And the movie was just one of the greatest book to movie adaptations ever. So, props to Catching Fire. So that is Book Roulette. I had a lot of fun doing this tag and organizing my bookshelf for this. I highly recommend doing this if you want an excuse to rearrange your bookshelf, because I have to put these all back correctly. If you decide to do a video like this, please tag me in the comments so I can see it and comment on it. I'm honestly considering doing my TBR shelf like this so that I don't know what book I'm going to pick. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon for a new video. Bye!